looking at social media websites like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, it's easy to see that we have access to high-quality video cameras at all times. But not too long ago, the ability to shoot HD video was limited to a small selection of bulky and not very user-friendly camcorders. Then a company came along called Pure Digital that changed all of that. With the help of a line of cameras branded as flip video camcorders, they revolutionized the way we took high-quality video on the go and forever changed the ideas we had about how we would capture videos on a daily basis. But in the end, they were ultimately a victim of the times. In some ways, they were ahead of the curve, but they ultimately fell behind when they failed to advance their line of products. So, how did these cameras first come into the market? What were they at their best, and what lessons were ultimately learned from this company? I'm Connor Mitchell of Dragon Rider Network, and it's time for a simplified history of flip video. Let's get into it. This history begins quite a while before flip video came into the picture. If you were around for the late 90s and early 2000s, you are more likely than not familiar with disposable cameras. You could pick them up from drugstores like CVS, take them on vacation, take about 30 pictures with them, and then bring them back to the drugstore to have the film developed. Unless you had a Polaroid or some other Instamatic camera, this was the easiest way to take relatively high quality photos when you were on the go and needed little to no knowledge about cameras or developing film. This didn't mean there weren't problems with the system. Unlike digital cameras, analog cameras had no way of going back and seeing the photos you just took, and you would not be able to try and take the picture again if you messed up. Unfortunately, digital cameras in the early 2000s were bulky, expensive, and not very user-friendly. But on August 20th, 2004, CVS had announced they were launching a line of digital one-time use cameras in partnership with a digital imaging company from San Francisco known as Pure Digital. This camera was also the first of its kind to not only offer digital imaging and storage on a disposable camera, but was also the first to provide a 1.5-inch color LCD screen, which allowed users to immediately view their photos after taking them. You could then delete them and try taking them again if you didn't like the photo. These cameras would run for $20, could hold up to 25 photos, and you could bring them into a CVS and get your photos printed or put onto a DVD, and the cameras would be fully recycled when brought back. In 2005, Pure Digital partnered again with CVS to bring the first one-time use digital camcorder to the market. It was a small 5-ounce camcorder that provided 20 minutes of 320 by 240 video that could be played back on the 1.4-inch screen on the back of the device. Users would be able to buy this camcorder for $30, record their videos, and then have it processed onto a DVD for just $13. Just like the disposable digital cameras, these camcorders would be recycled once fully processed. Johnathan Kaplan, the founder and CEO of Pure Digital, said, quote, "We believe that capturing and sharing high-quality digital home movies should be a fun and easy experience. Our partnership with CVS Pharmacy delivers a complete digital home video solution that is affordable and simple enough for even novice users." But as this created a new way of recording videos that was far easier for millions, it also opened the floodgates for hackers who were looking to modify the new $30 digital camcorder. On July 24, 2006, the tech blog Engadget reported that users had figured out a way to hack the Pure Digital one-time recorder to strip videos off the internal memory, place the videos on their computer, and get multiple uses out of this camera. Although Pure Digital had originally put out a statement condemning this, they were also well aware of what the simple point-and-shoot camcorder they had released represented. It was a shift in the way people were capturing video, a way that was far easier than any other company had done before. That same year, Pure Digital decided they would release a reusable digital camcorder that would follow the same simplistic format of the disposable model, but would now be able to use a USB port to transfer videos over to a computer and free storage for reuse. To transfer video over to the user's computer, the iconic flip-out design for the USB dongle was incorporated, and the camera became the first to be branded as the Flip camera. Flip video was born. Before Pure Digital came along with the first flip video, shooting video on a camcorder was nothing to be taken lightly. Even if you had a digital camcorder, you would still need digital tape. You had to fumble around with settings, make sure the tape was in the camera, make sure you weren't about to record over something else, and then you could begin recording. But this created a problem where recording videos were never truly spontaneous. It always took a degree of planning, because nobody ever just happened to have a bulky camcorder on their person. This is what the flip video cameras were able to take on. There were no controls for video, exposure and color correction were automatically adjusted, There were no tapes or memory cards to mess with, as all the storage was internal. And the cameras were small enough to slide into your pocket. When you would hold the power button, the camera would be powered on and ready to record video in less than 4 seconds. Meaning that you could be out and about and record something far more spontaneously than you could have with a traditional camcorder. And the spontaneity of recording videos had also helped give rise to one of the largest and well-known video sharing platforms in the history of the internet. YouTube went from a place to watch random cat videos and became a place where millions could share videos with family and friends. Flip video cameras even included a built-in software that allowed them to upload videos directly to YouTube. As the years progressed, Pure Digital continued advancing its flip video line with new models including the Flip Ultra, which was a more refined version of their first model camcorder. It had a sleeker, all-plastic design that could now hold up to 60 minutes of footage and came in an assortment of colors. And a smaller version of the camera known as the Flip Mino was released with an all-plastic coating and the ability to be customized through Flip Video's website. Yet with these two products, which each carved out their place in the camcorder market, one of the most successful and critically loved products in the history of the company was still on the horizon. What could easily be considered the peak of Pure Digital and of the Flip Video brand was the release of the Flip Mino HD on November 11th, 2008. When it was released for $229, it was considered the smallest and cheapest high-definition camcorder on the market. This changed online video production in ways that are hard to overstate. It would now be possible for almost anyone walking around to have on their person a camera capable of shooting higher quality video than most large camcorders on the market less than 10 years prior. For me, this camera has a special place in my heart because it was the Flip Mino HD that helped me start Dragon Rider Network. Specifically, it was this Flip Mino HD. But less than a month before I got my hands on my Flip Mino HD, an event would be held that would prove to be the highest point in the life of Flip Video, and coincidentally, the Flip Mino HD. On November 22nd, 2008, only 11 days after its release, YouTube had held the first YouTube Live event where they showcased acts from popular YouTubers of the time. YouTube Live also just happened to be sponsored by Flip Video, and all the attendees received a Flip Mino camera which they could use to record their experiences around the event. There was even a dedicated channel for videos shot by the attendees of the event. This allowed people to see the practicality of having such a small camera when attending events where large camcorders would either be inefficient or just get in the way of enjoying whatever you were experiencing. Looking back, this was truly the height of flip video cameras. It was when competitors like Kodak and Sony could only wish to compete with a device that was so universally recognized and beloved as the Flip. But like the saying goes, what goes up must one day begin its fall back to earth. And 2009 began that fall. On March 19, 2009, the networking company Cisco bought Pure Digital from Johnathan Kaplan for $590 million. This purchase fueled speculation that Flip Video, using Cisco's networking technologies, may be working on a wireless-capable camcorder to upload and stream videos. Over time, these rumors seemed to fade the longer Flip Video went without so much as a plan for a camcorder such as that. But problems laid ahead for Cisco and Flip Video that remained larger than false rumors. On June 8, 2009, Apple introduced the iPhone 3GS at the Worldwide Developers Conference. Externally, nothing was different about this phone from its previous generation, but internally was a change that would ultimately spell the beginning of the end for the Flip Video brand. The camera on the iPhone was now capable of recording video. Granted, it was 640 by 480 video, which still gave a slight edge to the Flip Ultra HD and the Flip Mino HD lines, but consumers would now have the option of owning a phone that now had video recording capabilities that were as good as the Flip Ultra and Flip Mino cameras released the previous year. And because it was a network-connected device, sharing videos would now be faster and more efficient than the Flip Video cameras were capable of. Even upgrading the current Flip Ultra HD and Flip Mino HD cameras with larger screens and more storage wasn't going to be enough. On April 13, 2010, Cisco pushed out the Flip Slide HD, the very first flip camera to incorporate a 3-inch touchscreen that would also slide up and reveal a touch slider control. This camera was met with mixed reviews, specifically focusing on how little the quality of the actual camera had improved. Despite the new touch controls, being able to record video on a larger screen, and a hefty $279 price tag, The Flip Slide HD was only capable of recording 720p video with no image stabilization, meaning that there was no boost in video quality when going from the Flip Mino HD released nearly a year and a half earlier. This became an even larger problem when on June 7, 2010, Apple officially announced the iPhone 4. This phone included a new camera that was now capable of recording 720p video with a 5x digital zoom. For the first time, iPhone owners could now record video that was on par with the quality of the Flip Video HD camcorders. And with the rise of social media networks such as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter that allowed for uploading videos through mobile applications, the writing was truly on the wall for Flip Video. Finally, on April 12, 2011, what seemed inevitable finally came to pass when Cisco announced that they would be shutting down the Flip Video business. Cisco said this shutdown was in part to their move of getting out of the consumer products business. But unfortunately, the rise of the Flip Video cameras had seemed to stagnate over the last 2 years of its life, and the shutdown had looked all but inevitable. What made this even more tragic is that Cisco was only days away from introducing a new Flip Video camcorder called the Flip Ultra Live. This camcorder was enabled to connect to wireless networks and would allow users to stream video to different platforms, all with the push of a button. Back in 2011, this was rather ahead of its time. YouTube was only just starting to allow for live streaming, and services such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram streaming were still years off. But even if they had introduced the Flip Ultra Live, it was too little too late. After 3 years of recording HD video, the highest quality on those cameras was still stuck at the same 720p resolution. This became a problem when the iPhone 4 was able to shoot the exact same resolution, but by October of 2011, the iPhone 4S was able to shoot full 1080p video, making any remaining Flip Video cameras left on the market obsolete by comparison. But in the end, the changes that Flip Video cameras brought to the way we shoot video daily can still be seen today. The next time you pull out your iPhone to take a photo or video, watch how quickly you go from something that is powered off in your pocket to a device that is ready to record high-quality video at a moment's notice. People often say the best camera is the one you have with you at all times, but the best camera is also the camera that allows the process of capturing photos or video with almost no effort from the user. The Flip Video line of cameras may have fallen behind when it came to sharing content, but they had pioneered what it meant to have a camera or camcorder be an extension of what we do daily, rather than a device fit for only seasoned professionals. In the end, it democratized photo and video production in ways that will last as long as the photos and videos we share. Remember Johnathan Kaplan, the founder and CEO of Pure Digital? Well, a few months before Flip Video was shut down, he decided to come back to San Francisco and begin, of all things, a grilled cheese restaurant known as The Melt. And this was far from his retirement from the tech industry. Kaplan had explained in interviews that he wanted to use technology to revolutionize food service, specifically around grilled cheese sandwiches. He partnered with several companies who would then help him develop modified panini presses. But in hindsight, the real revolution was not in how the sandwiches were made, but how people ordered them. Instead of just having the option to go into the store and order, customers could use their smartphones to order online and have the food ready for pickup. It was one of the first food chains to incorporate such a system, and considering this was all the way back in 2011, it was nothing short of groundbreaking. Kaplan would later step down from The Melt on September 2, 2016. Ralph Bauer, former head of P.F. Chang's casual brand Payway, and former president of Popeyes, would take over as the new CEO to oversee the company's expansion. By the way, this video is not sponsored by The Melt, but I have to say that The Melt does make some of the best grilled cheese sandwiches I have ever had. And should you ever find yourself in downtown San Francisco at any point soon, you should definitely give them a try.